to the Pet Business Growth Central podcast. If we haven't yet met, I'm Amy.
And I'm Kat.
And today we are going to be exploring the business opportunities of the COVID-19 puppy boom and sharing all of the insights that we've got around that as well. And there's no doubt about it, isn't there? The world has seen a massive puppy boom over the last few months. And with lockdown and the tiered restrictions, the resulting working from home has allowed a lot of families to get a dog where they may not have previously had maybe the time or the ability to. And we're seeing some interesting stats become available now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. So according to Google search data, we've been geeking out here, the searches for get a dog that happened in the United Kingdom surged by 96% between March and April last year. So that was after the first lockdown was initially announced. I mean, that's like almost 100% uplift.
Yeah, crazy. And the Kennel Club reports that there was 160% increase in people searching for puppies for sale on its website, and that was from March 2020 right through until the end of May.
And vet and pet food sales have soared too. Obviously, as you'd expect, more puppies, more food, right?
Of course. And get this, this was one of my favourites. From January 4th, there were over 1,000 adverts for dogs on 3 of the largest classified websites, which is according to data from the Dogs Rescue and the Dogs Trust. So that's a massive 59% increase compared to the same day in January the previous year.
So 1,000 adverts for dogs is for sale, or listings for dogs for sale is incredible, because really there's a lot of I guess litters that are listed under one advert, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's not 1,000 dogs, that's like several thousand dogs.
Yeah, that's just individual adverts.
Wow,
that's enormous, isn't
that's
it?
Incredible.
And I feel like this is the appropriate time to say it for you listening, because I know whilst it's a massive pleasure and privilege to introduce a new puppy into your family, and it's been a brilliant thing and a lifeline for so many families, you know, over the period of lockdown and everything, we really can't continue talking about it without acknowledging that we know that the COVID-19 puppy boom has caused a massive ruck of challenges and issues in rescue centres around the country. And then there's several more serious issues surfacing, you know, surrounding puppy breeding and the soaring cost of buying a puppy. And whilst, you know, we want you all to know that we care a great deal about those issues, but there are some fantastic people and some fantastic organisations helping to fight those challenges. So that's not what we're going to address today.
So what are we going to address and explore today?
Well, it's really for the benefit of your businesses. We're going to explore the incredible opportunities that the puppy boom has made available to those who are smart enough to grab it, to grab the opportunities with both hands. And we want to share with you some of the results that we're seeing in our private clients' businesses and our Google Ad clients' businesses, and then share how you can do exactly the same in your business, whether you're a trainer, a walker, a groomer, whatever it is you do.
Brilliant. Okay, so before we get stuck in, I just want to illuminate, I think, the bizarre incongruity, which is that strange contradiction that's been caused, because the very nature of the events that have enabled so many families to get a dog have also been the very same events that have prevented dog trainers from being able to provide their services as usual.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure there is any other industry, even with perhaps the huge loo roll demand that we saw in 2020, and the whole like demand and supply issue around that, and even hand wash, I guess, would come into that category. And there's a bunch of other stuff, isn't there, that I think we could bunch in there. But you know, even those things haven't been quite the same as the challenges experienced in the dog training industry right now, when there is such a demand, but the supply has been limited, and yeah, I guess the ability to serve up that supply has changed. You know, with these restrictions and what have you, you can't train like we all used to.
No.
See.
Yeah, like we've come to know and love.
Yeah.
So I want you to share some interesting figures for everyone listening. What are we seeing right now? Because we're seeing lots of different trends in our own business, aren't we?
Yeah.
Amongst our private clients and our 10K club members. I want you to share some of that.
All right. Okay. So behind the curtain, then this is. So we'll start with the pro client, shall we? Because actually, for those of you who don't know, we run a business called Pro Pet Business, and that specialises in Google Ads. They're done for you Google Ads service, which generates leads with of prospects that are looking for whether that's puppy training, puppy classes, dog walking, that kind of thing. And actually, it is incredible to see the uplift that's happened in the puppy classes sort of search traffic. So there are so many more searches happening on Google right now for puppy classes near me, puppy trainer in X area, you know, whatever your local town name is, you know, that kind of thing. So it's I don't think we've seen anything like it in our sort of history in pro pet business. Two of our clients only in the last sort of I guess in the last sort of 7 to 10 days, they went live with their new ad campaigns, and both of them have experienced 6 new leads in 24 hours of the ads going live. You know, we're quite clear about this stuff whenever we work with people. Say, you know, it's not a magic wand, and you know, you don't just switch the ads on and suddenly expect an influx. But actually, that is exactly what happened, isn't it?
Yeah, it just shows you, you know, how often. I always have that running joke that, you know, I say to you, someone's just searched what you do on Google, and then I say, and right now, oh, and again right now. And that's true in this case. I mean, that's genuinely what's happening. Like on Google right now, people are searching, you know, puppy trainer near me, puppy classes in, like you say, town name. And I think the biggest thing for me was when we spoke to our team, even our ad experts said they've never seen the sheer amount of search traffic queries that there are for puppy training related things and classes and whatnot as there is right now, which is like, that's incredible.
Yeah, because it provides a brilliant opportunity for those trainers who are doing online classes and or who are, you know, sort of able to work with people even one-on-one through Zoom or whatever it is.
Absolutely,
it's an incredibly big opportunity right now.
And
those people out there who've entered you know, they are part of the puppy boom, aren't they? The new puppy parents, I suppose. You know, they need help, and they need help now. You know, I know that there are a lot of folks who will, you know, get in touch and maybe say, oh, I'll wait until in-person classes open. But there's also a lot of people who are going, no, help.
Need help, and I need it right now. And and before any of you, you know, if there's trainers listening and you go, yep, but I'm faced with loads of Zoom phobic owners, as I like to call them, who are very reluctant to take on Zoom classes right now because we're all so tired of Zoom in one way or another, I suppose. Then just stick with us, because we're going to explore that as we chat a little bit more later on. Other things then we've seen, I mean, daycare is going particularly well for lots of businesses that we know of. I guess perhaps the demand for that has been caused by, you know, people working from home. They've got new puppies, and you know, they're having to deal with all the challenges that presents. And you know, when you're trying to take work calls and Zoom calls and whatever, and you've got a puppy that, you know, needs to go out for the toilet, or you know, there's a constant interruption, they need your attention a lot naturally when they're so young, then it's only natural, I guess, that people look for services that can help to assist with that, and daycare is doing particularly well.
Yeah, and I think we should just, you know, sort of remember here that this puppy boom that we're talking about now, and we're recording this in early February 2021, you know, this puppy boom isn't really a kind of new thing in the last like few months. You know, this puppy boom is almost a year old actually. And so, you know, for those people who dived in early and got their puppy back in like March, April, May last year, you know, they've got dogs that are reaching, you know, sort of adolescence now, right?
Yeah, and all the challenges that presents. No wonder daycare is doing so well for owners that are working from home. Makes perfect sense. So I guess they're just a couple of trends that we're seeing generally.
Absolutely. So let's get into the nitty-gritty then. What services could pet business owners offer to take advantage of this puppy boom?
I'm going to go back to that real crux of a word, and trainers will squeal in their boots when I say it, but I know they'll take me with a pinch of salt. A pinch of salt. It is socialization. I mean, it's a biggie, isn't it? It's what every new puppy owner believes that they need. And of course, they've got their own association with what they believe that is. And we're not just seeing it in training, you know, we're even walking, you know, people are requesting puppy socialization walks. They want their puppy to go on walks to be socialized with other dogs as well. So I think any service right now, and I think again you have to take this with a pinch of salt as a pet business owner, that sometimes there is a difference between what a pet owner will ask you for and what they actually want, and what they need and what you then provide them.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Sometimes it's a Grand Canyon size difference between what folks really want and what they actually need. And it's sometimes about, I guess, as the business owner, it's about delivering what they need, whilst also kind of accounting for what it is they want and they think they want.
Absolutely. And I think that's where the word socialization comes into this so beautifully, because it is what puppy owners believe that they need, you know, whatever their definition is of that, that's what they want right now. So, you know, think about incorporating the word socialization into the services that you offer. So if you're offering puppy walks, you know, puppy socialization walks have to be a real biggie. Anything to do with socialization really is a real keyword right now.
It is. And actually, like, having spoken with a lot of trainers who are, you know, make up our private clients or members of our 10K club, there's lots of trainers and they kind of, I guess we could almost categorize two areas here. Some trainers say, I'm running online classes and they're going really well and people are loving them and we're getting phenomenal results and people love it and they dive in. And then there's other trainers that say, yeah, I'm offering online classes, but most people I speak to don't want them. They would rather hold out for an in-person class, or they don't want online because they feel that they're not going to get socialization, or not going to, because again, their perception of what puppy socialization is, you know, sort of put all the puppies together in a room and let the chaos ensue. And and obviously, as we know, that's, you know, it's not really
not really what you want.
Not ideal, no. But I think that, you know, for owners, I think there's things that you know, trainers can do to help alleviate some of their concern about not socializing their puppy in a way that they believe to be like the run-of-the-mill normal way things are done, and they can't because of the restrictions and because of lockdown, right? So what could a trainer do who is offering online classes to alleviate some of that objection around, well, I want to socialize my puppy and I can't do that on Zoom?
Yeah. no way of doing that on Zoom. Well, the obvious thing is that you offer, you know, a social walk or something like that when we are allowed out at some point in the future. So it's a future thing that you say to them, look, you know, you need the help right now. I'd love to have you on, you know, the online set of puppy classes we've got coming up on X date. And what we do have planned is a brilliant social walk with all of the puppies that have been on our, you know, puppy class,
the puppy graduates
like that.
Yeah.
And when we are allowed out, you know, that's going to take place, and we're going to go to, you know, different locations and whatnot. That's one option, isn't it? You know, other things then, what other things can we do?
I would love to see trainers put together a sort of how to socialize your puppy, or what you can do to help socialize your puppy, sort of even in a lockdown type, I'd say program, but it doesn't need to be program. It can be as simple as an email a week that goes out to them, and it can just be, you know, sort of a bit of homework in between their online classes, where they say, right, well, you know, this week we're gonna get you out and about in a different area. Maybe you're going to go into town where there's, you know, sort of different things happening. Maybe it's going to be something that's you know, walk by the river or by a canal or something that's next to water, and, you know, try and keep the puppy dry challenge. You know,
it's definitely happening in our life right now with a Labrador puppy who's 4 months old. It's just discovered water.
Exactly. So I think there's loads of things. You know, there's even, like, you know, getting them. I know we don't head out in the car as much in a lockdown as we ever would have done. But you know what, getting puppies into cars and driving them around for 15 minutes might just be a good thing to do. Doing it in the dark, so that they're used to, like, the street lights and the road light. You know, car lights.
It's all stuff that's, like, you know, it's fairly common sense if you're a dog trainer, but it's that sort of stuff that, you know, puppy owners really need help with.
New puppy parents don't always know this stuff, and I think it's just expanding their horizons on the word socialization. And I think there's things that you, as a trainer, that you can do that kind of, you know, you say, right, well, we run a kind of a lockdown socialization program that you can complete regardless of any restrictions, and you can do that alongside the classes, and it's a bonus that we give away for all of our class attendees, because again, that's a real big tick box for some folks who are kind of looking for socialization through classes, but don't, but feel that perhaps Zoom isn't going to quite cut it for them.
Yeah, sure. That's great. What about, I mean, one of the questions I've had over the last week is, I'm a dog trainer that usually runs in-person classes. Now I've moved them online to Zoom, and I am having some resistance about, people attending. Should I discount my online classes versus my in-person classes to try and act as an incentive to bring people in? What would you say to that?
Oh,
big sigh, big intake of breath.
Controversial. I would personally, I wouldn't do it in my business. If I was running a training business, I wouldn't discount your Zoom classes. On a fair few grounds, really. One, you're still delivering the same training program. It's not ideal, and no one would necessarily choose it, but it can't be in person. Although I know some trainers are loving doing Zoom right now and not having to be in person. So yeah, I think no would be my short answer, because you are still delivering a very valuable training program. They can still get amazing results, phenomenal results. You're trading your business in a very challenging time, and actually no, I wouldn't discount my classes, because it's the same program, it's just delivered in a different way, a different medium, different method.
And as with anything, I think it's if there's one thing that I can sort of add to that, it's that for trainers to really focus on telling the new puppy parents what the benefits are of being on Zoom, as opposed to just what you get included. It's very easy to name the features of something. You get 45-minute class and it's live and whatnot, and all of that sort of stuff, but maybe focus more on the results that they're going to get from that. They get to do it in a distraction-free environment, in the comfort of their own home, anywhere with an internet connection. The whole family can get involved. I mean, there's loads of stuff I can think of that are important points that you can use as results-based sort of sales points, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, we've covered lots on trainers. I'm really keen that we talk about how walkers can capitalize on the same sort of opportunity in the puppy boom.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, walkers are, again, lots of our private clients who are offering walking services are seeing that they're getting kind of inquiries for, do you offer walks for puppies? Sometimes they're called socialization walks, sometimes they're not. If there's walkers out there not offering this service, it can be another added service, another string to your bow, right?
Yeah, and one of the things I'd say is that, there might be walkers out there that are listening that say, well, I already offer walks. It doesn't matter what age the dog is. I offer walks, and if they want a walking service, they can take me on, whether it's a puppy or not.
Right.
But I challenge that. I challenge the I already offer this statement by saying, where is it listed? If I'm a prospect and I click on your website, or I click on your Facebook page, or I type into Google, puppy walks or puppy walking service near me, whatever that is, and I'm looking for you on Google My Business and whatnot, can I immediately see that puppy walks are one of the available services or most popular services that you offer? Consider adding it everywhere. Stick it on your banner on your website, add it to your hero image on your website. Make sure that it's clear to see on your Facebook page. When someone gets on your Facebook page, have you got a pinned post advertising that particular service? There's and remember, importantly, that not everyone sees everything. So you, just because you posted something once, or you've popped it on a page on your website, people don't they don't tend to, if they don't see what they want very quickly, they tend to bounce away very quickly as well.
They do, and I think you can list this stuff on almost a weekly basis, if not even more often than weekly, because as you say, people very rarely scroll through a Facebook page, even a business page, to find what they're looking for, and you can find different angles for it. So if you're already running it, putting some nice photos or videos or whatever on, it's fantastic. And have a think about what your clients, we go back to the need and want thing here, don't we? I think go back to what the clients are looking for. It might be quite important for them to feel that their puppy is meeting other dogs and other puppies, and that they are going out and about and experiencing different things. And sometimes that's easier to to offer that service and facilitate that happening as a walker running a business than it is just as Joe Blogs public who's got a new puppy, right?
Yeah,
because
sure.
I know that when we've been approached in parks and that sort of thing, you do take a bit of a step back, don't you?
Oh gosh, I've had so many puppy owners like see that we've got a puppy the other side of the park, and it's almost like they make it their mission to come and find you.
They make a beeline for you, don't
make
they?
a beeline.
Which is,
and when it's, you know, done nicely and politely and whatever, and you know, at times when we're not perhaps in coronavirus times, we might feel a little more open to it. But yeah, it's a funny one right now, isn't it? Socializing puppies. But other things for walkers, I guess, is you know, look at whether, and not just walkers, you know, anyone that's offering a puppy service, whether you're a trainer that's got something out for puppies, walker, like, you know, daycare service, whatever you are, you know, do you have an offer to incentivize that person to sign up now? That could be really, really helpful. Consider putting an offer out, you know, do they get a value added bonus or something like that for joining now, especially if you're a trainer offering Zoom sessions. Consider what sort of offer you could put on that, and it doesn't have to be discount off, it doesn't have to be money off, like you've clearly said, you know, I wouldn't discount a service just because it's an online service. It's ruthless like that, you are. But look at, you know, what could you add instead? Could they get you know, a free deluxe training pack that gets posted out? Do they get a licky mat and some nice liver paste, you know, something that's easy to push through their door, that sort of thing? So there's lots of offers that you could put on it that incentivizes them to join Zoom classes, not just, you know, I'll stick on your waiting list and wait till there's another time in the future. So on to groomers then. How can you capitalize on the puppy boom as a dog groomer right now? Because it is tricky. I mean, we know that so many groomers are under restrictions of welfare. You know, they can only groom on welfare grounds at the moment. So how can we get groomers on board with the puppy boom and get them, you know, having that opportunity, you know, being able to make profit from it, being able to help people when we are in a lockdown?
Okay. Slightly more challenging, but there are always ways, always an opportunity.
Where there's a will, right?
Of course. So I know that there's loads of groomers that would probably already offer things like the puppy grooming program, or you know, sort of a preparation.
Prep your puppy groom.
Yeah, absolutely. Where maybe pups are invited to experience all the sights and sounds and smells.
Yeah, get used to the whole experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So so groomers, you know, obviously might not be able to open their doors right now, and obviously we are in a lockdown that fingers crossed will come to an end shortly. But there's nothing stopping you have a waiting list. I think a waiting list is a really underrated thing. That you know, you can create a waiting list of puppies that, when you are able to open your doors, you can get booked in straight away. And you know what, I don't think there's any harm whatsoever in charging a deposit for a service. So if someone wants to kind of say, yeah, you know, absolutely, we'd like to go for that, then, you know, charge them a deposit.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's loads of things that can be done, and I know so many groomers are doing this stuff brilliantly already, but, you know, sending like step-by-step videos and helpful guides of, you know, what puppy parents can do at home to introduce the puppy to, you know, being handled, being groomed, you know, the feel of a brush on them, that sort of thing. And videos like that can be really helpful to, you know, email out to your list, because there'll be clients on your books that might have adult dogs groomed with you already that have introduced a puppy to the family, but can't have them groomed right now. So you know, make sure you're first in their mind. You know, when the puppy can be groomed, make sure you're there and you're able to be front of mind when they can come to you, and put them on your, you know, your social media and whatnot. Get a YouTube channel going if needs be with those videos on it. Is a brilliant way to attract new puppy parents, and sending out things in the post as well. Like we love a bit of mail, sending them, you know, like
not when it's a council tax bill, or you know, the British gas, or, you know.
But you know what I'm talking about, exciting.
Yeah, and isn't it interesting though that I think nowadays especially you get even less post, which actually I think as business owners it gives us even more of an opportunity to send brilliant stuff out in the mail. So, you know, for groomers, putting together a, you know, perfect puppy pamper package that can be sent in the post.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Oh yes, not after a few glasses of wine though. So, you know, getting that sent out in the post, and you know, putting, you know, you can even charge for it if you want to. You know, maybe it contains like the brush and a spritz spray, you know, a little taster one and a tester size bottle or whatever. And I'm sure there's loads of other things that could go into that. You know, the puppy shampoo and whatnot. And again, you could direct them to your how-to step-by-step video so that bath time's not a nightmare. And not a struggle.
Absolutely. I mean, I move this with this stuff. I'd say, you know, get them on that program, even if you can't deliver it yet. Get them on your, you know, prep your puppy groom program or whatever you want to call it, however many sessions that is. I'd charge them up front. I'd send them that, you know, pamper package straight away in the post, because that's their, you know, they've got that to get started with. Keep them going with some videos and things like that are sent by email, and get them on your Facebook page, even if you need a members only Facebook group or something like that whilst they're waiting. I don't know. I think there's
it can be simple though, can't it? It can be simple. It can just literally video recorded on your phone or whatever and delivered by email, and that's it. And you just send something out to them every few weeks. Keep them warm. Give them things they can do with the puppy as well. You know, sort of getting them used to having sort of paws touched and that sort of thing. And you know,
I'm sure we'll leave that bit to the groomers. They're much better at that
much better at that stuff than I am. Yeah, sorry groomers. So you know, but there's things that you can do. I think the bottom line is for groomers, it's all about leads and future bookings. So you know, you can get that diary completely booked up, you know, as soon as is possible to open the doors again.
So we've covered loads and loads there, loads of little practical nuggets as well, but I feel like I just want to do a roundup of that. So we've said so practical steps then to get both leads and conversations from new puppy parents. I think number one has just got to be super simple. Actually put out the services that you're offering. You know, post your puppy related services on your Google My Business listing. And if you've not got your business listed on Google, then that's your first task, I think. Get it on your website, get it on your social media pages, and more than once, importantly. Remember that not everybody sees everything. So get it out there, post about it regularly, and make sure that you're doing that at different times of the day, because different people will see different things at different times. Surveys and quizzes and things like that. We haven't even touched on surveys and quizzes, but
well, surveys and quizzes are a beautiful thing, aren't they, in terms of lead generation, because it turns what would have been a very passive browser into an active participant, and I think that's incredibly helpful. So we are our masterclass actually this month in February in the 10K Club is all about how to utilize and create quizzes and surveys that are fantastic marketing assets, lead generation tools that work really hard night and day for you. So you know, you could create a quiz or a survey on, you know, what challenges you're experiencing with your puppy. You know, that might work really well for trainers who are looking to connect with puppy owners. How well do you know your puppy? You know, that's a nice little quiz, isn't it? It's kind of, you know, which Harry Potter thing are you from?
I can't even talk. Harry Potter character are you? Try and say that after a glass of wine.
Easier said than done. So, and then, you know, things like, is my puppy's behaviour normal? You know, again, a bit more sort of training related, or, you know, it might even be that you could do a sort of a quiz around socialisation, I guess. There's so many different angles you could take on this. And I think, you know, again, don't underestimate the power of a quiz or a survey to bring in a consistent flow of leads for you. And you know, the beautiful thing about a quiz is you don't just get their name and email address, you get all their answers as well. So you understand a lot more about the person who's taken part in that quiz, you know, what age their puppy is, and if they've got children or other dogs in the household. You can ask them all sorts of different questions.
And one of the brilliant things about surveys and quizzes that we've found when we've tested is that, you know, sometimes people say to us, oh, there's this great forum or great community group, and I'd love to be able to post my services, but the admins won't let me post, or that I'm only allowed to post on a Wednesday or something bizarre. As we all know, Facebook groups can be a bit of a funny place with all the moderators in there, flipping mods. But surveys and quizzes can be perceived a little bit differently, because actually you're on a fact-finding mission, and you're asking someone, you know, to complete something that can actually be very beneficial, and it's more for like I say educational purposes, but
it's
more
for
of that part.
research.
Yeah,
you
research.
You can absolutely pose a survey or a quiz as a little bit of market research, and I think that again, it's much easier to get past the admins of a Facebook group with you know, a bit of market research than with a promotion of your business. And you'll also get way more people participate in it, because who doesn't love to find out a little bit about themselves and their dog? Like, we all love that, don't we?
Yeah, we do indeed. And I guess then, you know, one of the things we touched on is Google Ads. I mean, we are seeing like incredible results on our puppy training Google Ads right now. So if you are a trainer, a dog trainer that's delivering online classes right now, do not underestimate the power of Google Ads, because it can be a brilliant thing to bring you in leads, both for your Zoom classes and to fill your waiting lists for all of your classes when we can trade again. You know, in person, or even your one-to-ones and things as well. Loads of stuff there. I mean, we've covered like loads of ground.
Absolutely. I mean, gosh, yeah. There's so much that can be done, I think. And I think that the point here is, you know, we are in this puppy boom. It isn't slowing. You know, the research is showing that this continues. So I guess as business owners, we can just get our thinking caps on as to how we can, you know, how our businesses can serve the needs of this market, even in a lockdown, because they're out there and they need us, don't they? Well, I say us, they need the trainers, the walkers, the groomers of the world, and the daycarers, because, you know, it's hard, you know, sometimes without being able to do normal life as we've come to know it. So they're still there and they still need your services, and I think finding creative ways to get to them is the real crux of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And let us know, guys, how you are tapping into the puppy boom to help you grow your pet business right now. Really interested to hear what's working well for you and what you've got going on. And we mentioned quizzes and surveys just there, and Kat mentioned our great masterclass that's coming up. So if you would like to learn more about how quizzes and surveys can be such a brilliant lead generation tool that can work really hard for your business, then do head over to the 10K Club. Right now, we've got a brilliant offer where you can get a 7-day pass to all of the tools and brilliant resources and done for you templates that we have to offer, and it's just a quid. Bit of a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening, and we look forward to joining you next time.